Today we continue with our class Kosher Kitchen, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon. And our topic today is Market Day. Very interesting. A merchant who conducts all his business on a regional market has a plenty of time during the long intervals when the market is closed. But can he vacation while the market is open? Certainly not. That is, he intends to earn a decent livelihood so that he can provide for his family. In the spiritual realm, this world is a market, and every day is a market day. It is in this world that one must acquire the merit which will earn him the light of the world to come. If one approaches Torah and Mitzvot with laziness and allowed his day to pass with a little accomplishment, what will he bring with him when his days of the world are over? Shlomo exhorts us: whatever you're able to do with might. Do with might, do it. For there is neither doing, nor reckoning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in a grave where you're going. It's from Kollel 9:10. A Jew must serve HaShem with the full strength of his spirit and accomplish whatever it within his power. For the next world is a place of reward where the opportunity to accomplish is no more. As the sages comment to the verse, you shall observe the commandment. You shall observe the commandments that I command you today to perform them. Okay. Today in this life, it is a time to perform the commandments, while their primary reward is reserved for tomorrow. There is for the world to come. From Avodah Zarah 4b. How much there is to accomplish. One is not seeking to provide himself for a few months, for a few months' time, or even for a few years, but for eternity. Of course, guiding one's children along the path of Torah is a part of providing for oneself in the next world. And this too should be approached with a great dedication and care. One who does not have opportunity to raise children of his own in the way of the Torah should strive to help educate other Jewish children. Whatever the nature of this of one's mission in this earth, let him go about fulfilling in the best way possible. And he'll say, if not now, when? Okay, so it's a beautiful piece. So let's do it from the beginning, and we're going to explain what it says here. So again, the merchant who conducts his business in a regional market has a plenty of time during the long intervals so the market is closed. So especially in olden days, it was this Jewish business. So people would borrow money and go to regional markets that would be there held maybe once a year, like semi-annually, right? And they would make all of the purchase and then like a wholesale, and then sell it in retail, right? Or even wholesale, resell it to different stores, and they would make enough money to survive the whole year. Whether it was like wood, wheat, or other kind of commodities, or whatever it was, that doesn't matter. Whatever good price, they would buy it and resell it. So, but between the season, between this fairs, what they call regional markets, there were a lot of time. So so Chavitzam is saying, but can he vacation while the market is open? So the market would be like only several days, maybe a week maximum. A week or two maximum, because they would move it to different place, like every time. So it's very interesting. So would somebody like enter somebody's mind to vacation on that time? No, people would go like in advance to make sure that they come and set up their booth if they're going to sell something, or they just make sure they have a place to stay. So for sure they would prepare much in advance, right? So to make sure that they can participate in this regional market. Now, of course, nobody's going to take vacation, nobody, right, to do anything, because it was a livelihood of the family dependent on that few days or even few weeks. I mean, when they're doing business. In a spiritual realm, in this world is a market. Every day is a market day, meaning every day is a critical. So whatever we acquire today, today meaning in this world, we can use as a currency, if you can say so, in the world to come. Right. So there he would work 3 days, 5 days in a year, and then the rest of he would make such a huge profit and survive. And many Jews actually were doing this. I'm talking about Europe, right? It is in this world that one must acquire the merits which will earn him the light of the world to come. So meaning work today, right, in this world, and have a light and enjoyment in the world to come. And how much you have to work? Non-stop, of course. If one approaches the Torah and Mitzvah with laziness and allow his days to pass by with a little accomplishment, what will he bring with him when his days of the world are over? Right? When a person pushes over, I'm too tired from work, I have to help my wife, I have to go shopping, this and that, I have to call this, I have to call my second cousin, or I don't know, I have to go to the birthday, all of these things. So people are lazy, and they would be very, very sorry because they don't accomplish much. And the more you do, I'm just saying from the more you do in a Torah, in terms of Torah and Mitzvah, the more you're capable to do. It's like you're building your spiritual muscles, right? Suddenly, when you started 15 minutes of reading 2 pages, it was so hard. Like, how is it possible? This page is so long. Like maybe they have the letters are too small. There are no pictures in Jewish book. How come? Right, or only words, but like sometime later there is no problem. Like 15 minutes, no problem. 1 hour, no problem. 2 hours, 3 hours learning. What's the problem? 3 hours, right? But it takes time and building up, right? So, but people are lazy. It's for them everything is hard. Shlomo exhorts us, whatever you can, you are able to do with you might do it, right? So do it with put everything, all your koach or your strength into whatever you're doing, of course in the mitzvahs, right? For there is neither doing or reckoning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave where you're going to. Very simple, right? Here is only time, here and now is only time to perform, right? After a person died, so that's it. The book is closed. A Jew must serve HaShem with the full strength of spirit and accomplish whatever is within his power for the next world, and a place, the reward, the opportunity for accomplish is no more, right? So while you were here in this world, serve HaShem with all the strength of his spirit, of HaShem, and of course, if you try hard, HaShem is going to give you more strength, more time in this world, and he's going to stretch hours. So whatever some people, dedicated people, can do in 1 day, they cannot accomplish in 7 years. I saw it with my own eyes, right? And okay, so right, but you do, because as the original market. So let's say, right, it's 3 days. 3 days in this region. So if you want to go to another place, it's going to take you a very long time. Why? Because even like if it's this merchandise is bulky, go try to deliver. Right? There are no like paved roads or something. Yeah, it would be like, it's possible, but it would cost you a lot of money. Maybe some things are going to get damaged. But if you buy like out of 50 miles from your town, that's a bit the different story. Different story, right? The delivery cheaper. And more likely that you'll get it in one piece. Very important. Not to miss the 3 days or 4 days market, right? Same as our life. Our life, that's it. There is no more. As the sages comment in the verse, you shall observe the commandment that I commanded you today, to perform them. Today in this life, right? Today. that I commanded you today. And Rashi says, on this verse, today, meaning that we have to treat all of the commandments as they have as they've been commanded us today, right? Everybody new, right? I had a clip long time ago. What's new, right? So people say, well, what's new? All empty people. So new. Chas v'shalom, we have new. We have Torah, very old, and we're proud that that does not change. Right? We don't like new. New is always dangerous, right? So we're in danger. We find this old and we stick to the old, right? But here they explain a little different. Today, I commanded today to perform them, meaning in this life today. Because there is but primary reward is reserved to the world to come, for tomorrow. And continue how much there is to accomplish. One is not seeking to provide for himself for a few months, like in this regional market, right? Maybe not for a few months, right? Even for a few months, let's say maybe it's 3 times a year or something, right? And not even for a few years, but for eternity. So how much you have to work, how much we have to invest in this life to provide for eternity, right? Of course, the guiding one's children along the path of Torah is a part of providing myself for the next world, right? And you educate your children, right? You take care of your children, so they would go that would go to the path of the Torah. So you're going to get eternal dividend wherever they do, because you paid for this tuition, right? So you educate them, you spend time with them, to tell them about HaShem, all of the mitzvahs. You inspire them, read the story of tzaddikim to them, did all of the beautiful things with them. So, and that's why they turn out such a great children. And guess what? Every mitzvah that they do and their children do, guess what? It's going to go to your account. So it is investment. So our children, it's a great investment, right? And these two should be approached with great dedication and care. One who does not have opportunity to raise children, right? There is of their own in the way of Torah should strive to help educate other children. So be it big children, right, like adults, and try to take care of, educate them, because they become your spiritual children, right? It says that if you, and we have clip about it. Guess what? So if you educate somebody, right, like in the path of the Torah, bring them close, they consider to be your spiritual children. Yes, his father brought him to this world physically, but you brought them to the world to come. So yeah, so they're your spiritual children. Of course, educate small children if you can, right? Try to pay tuition, donate something, right? All the good stuff. Whatever the nature of one's mission on the earth, let him go about fulfilling the best way possible. So, of course, a person must understand his or her mission in this world. So, as we always say, we have a general mission for all people, one mission, like in general, mission for a Jewish people, and then individual person, his or her individual role in this world. So, of course, without knowing one's in the goal for the purpose for the nations, it's impossible to accomplish. And same with his or her own goals. Right. Stop here. So let me see if we have any questions. Okay, so we have only one question, but it was before the class, so I think it's a different topic. Well, no problem. So we continue. We continue with chapter 14, and our topic is Kashering Utensils. So kosher kitchen, chapter 14, Kashering Utensils. No problem. So it's so what did I mark myself today? Just tell you. So we learned long time ago. It says So a person must observe rabbinic laws, right? So because our sages say in Bircas 4a, whoever does not to transgress a rabbinic law, we're not talking about biblical, rabbinic law, he or she deserves the death penalty. Right? So some people ask, they think, oh no, it's rabbinical, I can pick and choose. Absolutely not. Okay, so continue. Section C, questionable materials. So questionable materials, and it says new materials that were not in extent in the time of the Torah, Chazal, or even in times early primary poskim, pose a problem. Are they similar to metal, which can be koshered, or to the earthenware, which cannot be koshered? There is an opinion that since we have no tradition with regard to these materials, they cannot be koshered. Right, so let me see the commentary. Igras Moshe, Orachaim 292. He concedes that the plastic produced from wood has the status of wood utensil that may be koshered. Plastic produced from wood. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so there is some kind of plastic that were produced from wood. So it's possible to kosher. Okay. So, but there is one opinion. So before we continue, so one opinion we've already seen, since we don't have tradition, so they say don't do it. And same concept. I just want to remind us. We said about birds, right? Even like when they said that most of the birds in the world are kosher, like based on a sign, based on their behavior, but we don't eat them. Why? Because we don't have tradition, right? We don't have tradition to it. So if we don't, and plus it is a biblical prohibition, so we stay away, out of the doubt. Okay. However, other poskim rule that they are similar to metal and may be koshered. Okay. So continue. So I'm going to read the only commentaries that are relevant to us. Okay. So number one. Okay. So there are two opinions. Basically, one cannot be kosher, all the new materials, and a second opinion that it cannot be kosher. It can be kosher. Okay. Number one, of course, plastic and rubber. Common custom is to follow the first stricter approach with regard to the kasher in plastic and rubber utensils for Pesach, for Pesach use. However, when the meat and dairy plastic utensils were used in era with the opposite type, many rely on a lenient opinion that they may be koshered. Okay. Some follow the first stricter opinion, even with regard to the meat and dairy use. An expensive meat plastic cup. An inexpensive meat plastic cup that was used with hot milk should be discarded. Okay. So before we continue, let's do the plastic again, and there is some commentary again. So plastic, and today a lot of things made of plastic today, right? And microwave inside also, I think, made of plastic. The door, right, for sure in plastic. Okay. So again, common custom is to follow the first stricter approach with regard to the kasher in plastic and rubber utensil for Pesach. I want to just to remind us, we're talking about the utensil that were used with hot. If it were used with cold, and were not stored in liquids for more than 24 hours, there is no problem. So technically, we can kosher like a food processor, right? Because usually, like even you use it for meat, but it's only cold. Nothing is nothing hot, unless at least maybe I'm not aware that somebody would use this for hot food, right? With hot food. Okay, but rubber is of course is the problem. And rubber, for example, if you have some slow cooker or something, so you have a rubber. So like after some time, it's absorbed the taste. And go try to take out this taste. Like a smell, right? It doesn't matter. You're going to soak, you're going to wash with all of your beautiful things. Like the smell stays there, unfortunately, right? So if smell stays there, so needless to say, the taste of the food stays there inside, right? Okay. So one stricter opinion for sure, right? One should not kasher plastic or rubber chametz utensil for Pesach use. Okay, so that's clear. So everybody agree with that. Not for Pesach use. Okay, because it is I guess because it's a biblical, right? It's biblical. If we're talking about meat and dairy utensils, so as we said before, after 24 hours, that's it. It's not. It's no longer, the taste no longer there. But we said, our rabbis say, if you want to switch, you must kasher. Okay. Continue. However, when meat or dairy plastic utensils were used in era with opposite type, many rely on lenient opinion and that it may be kashered. Okay. So with a cold, there is no problem. You just wash it with a soap. But now we're talking with a hot, like ladle or something. Okay, 47 commentary. There are plastic that cannot withstand immersion in hot water and may be ruined in the process of kashering. This should not be kashered at all, since we are concerned that one may be reluctant to kasher them properly. Right. So it's very, very interesting commentary. Very, very interesting commentary. Right. So they say there is like softer plastic. I'm not sure what it would be. I mean, today I think like most of the things are made from such a tough plastic. Like you put it in a boiling water and nothing is going to happen to it. Okay, I think so. Right. But if there is a possibility that it's going to be ruined, right? So they say don't kasher because the person is going to be reluctant to do that. So I would draw a parallel with when we search for chametz, right? On the night before, they say take a single candle, right? Don't take like a torch, like havdalah. Havdalah brings more light. Why? Because the person would be reluctant to go close to some furniture or stuff like that. Why? Because it might get ruined. But with single candle, it's more control, right? So it is better, but they say it is absolutely forbidden. So you have to do the search with a single candle, because when person is in his mind, they think. So this what was it? The blinds or something would not catch fire. So of course it's not. They're not going to be very careful with search, and the same is here, right? So they then would not kosher properly. So they say better not to. Okay, so we got it about Pesach. We said don't do it. About plastic from meat to dairy, from dairy to meat, we said. Many people rely on the lenient opinion and kasher. Some follow the first stricter opinion, so that's what we try to do. Even with regard to the meat and dairy use, an inexpensive meat plastic cup, right, that was used for hot milk should be discarded, right? Okay, so let's see. Next one is questionable glass material. Questionable. So we spoke before about Pyrex. So Pyrex is not exactly glass. I mean, it looks like glass, but it's a composite material. Okay. There is a disagreement among poskim whether the Pyrex is considered glass. Okay. Okay, no problem. So glass. The Pyrex, if a Pyrex dish was used for a hot food of the opposite type, a Rav should be consulted. I mean, if they would ask me, I would say we can kasher Pyrex 100%. I'm not sure why I would say no. Okay, no problem. Next one, Kollel. Kollel is essentially glass that is produced in a special process in which the glass is formed by layers. Okay. This gives Kollel a special appearance and durability. Okay. With regard to the Halachos of Kasher, it's comparable to other types of glass. Right, so meaning, I mean, it's this Kollel and Pyrex you can put into the stove. It can withstand 550 degrees or something. Very hot resistant, very. So yeah, so for sure you can kasher them. Okay. Next one, China. So the biggest problem, of course, as we're going to see, and it's a lot of commentary. Baruch Hashem, it's more than a page of commentary. On China, because it I would say it depends how you view the China. Is it a cheap one or more expensive, or older one or newer one? And it says, okay, China. Porcelain dishes, commonly called China, are made of clay-like substance covered with very thin glass glaze. So that's it. So we're not going to go any further. We have to explore this. Again, so China is a porcelain dishes, commonly called China, that made a clay-like substance, right? And then the glaze is covered with a very thin glass glaze. Okay, so let's see. Substance, clay-like substance. Porcelain is not to be confused with a pottery. The earthenware cheres, cited in the Torah. Okay, so it's not pottery. It's not that pottery like you see like that like. I mean, today I think that they mostly do for decorations or pots for plants, plants for plants, right? So I mean, they're the best because they're breathable, right? They're the best. Okay, so that's the earthenware. Okay, porcelain is made from a combination of specific types of substances and clays such as coralline, China clay, a white earthy substance that is product of decomposition of the feldspar contained in granitic rocks. Very interesting. So it's not exactly, so China is not exactly from they don't do it from clay, right? I mean it's I mean from something different. Okay, from this rock. Okay. Next one, I don't know how to pronounce. Petans, China stone, silicate, potash, and bone ash as a bone china. Okay, porcelain is distinct from the pottery in the whiteness of the body and is translucency. Nevertheless, since the porcelain is made from a clay-like material, it is considered to have a characteristic of cheres, which cannot be kashered. Okay, so it's very close to the earthenware. Okay, China, of course, but as we just saw, the different material. Okay, so they take this what is it? This clay-like substance covered with a thin glass glaze. Okay, so and we're going to see. So today, when we call something like some dishes porcelain, it's like a lower end of China, right? China is like a more formal dishes, like a much more expensive. Porcelain like a lower quality, and usually it's not shining or some usually like not finished in some sense, like lower quality. The word glaze is another form of the word glass. Very interesting. The glaze on a porcelain dishes may be applied after a clay item has air dried. Okay. Before it is fired. Okay. Baked in intense heat in a kiln. Okay. So first they make these dishes. then from this earthenware stuff, right? Then they apply, they dry it. Then they apply this glass glaze, okay, right? Baked, then baked in the heat, so they under the heat, like a huge temperature, right, in a kiln, right, such as Chinese china, okay, or after it has been fired in a biscuit stage. Whatever is it? I'm not sure what the biscuit stage, but okay, continue. The intense heat of the first and second firing melts the glass and makes it inseparable from the body of the utensil. See Appendix B, Section C. Okay, we're going to get to it. So basically, it was it was personal, and then they apply this glass through the intensive heat, and plus this heat was continuing for a long time, so you cannot take it out, right? So it's not like some paint that you scratch off. That's it. It's one together. Okay. Continue. So that's continue. Since the clay-like substance of the body shares many earthenware qualities, it is assumed to have halachic status of earthenware, which cannot be koshered. Although the utensils, okay, so before we continue, so that since like initial state, glass we can kosher. So we have to see the question that they're leading us to, right? The glass, as we said, we can kosher. The earthenware we cannot kosher. So is it one? So like since is it because there is glass on top? Is it considered to be glass because it's finished glass? Or because there's the base is the earthenware, it is earthenware. So I mean, huge difference how to look at it. I mean, yes or no, right? Can you kosher or you cannot kosher? Again, since the clay-like substance of the body shares many earthenware qualities, it is assumed that to have halachic status of earthenware, okay, very straightforward, which cannot be koshered, okay, although the utensil is completely covered with glass-like glaze, okay. Okay, so far we say no. Poskim maintain that the glaze cannot prevent absorption of the clay. Therefore, into the clay. Therefore, they assume that the porcelain cannot be koshered. So those poskim who say that it cannot be kosher, so they say, I'm not sure how, like through glass. You see, when we were discussing whether or not you can kosher the glass, we say, is it porous, is it absorbent, or it's like a metal, not like a metal, it's stronger than the metal, more dense. So that was our discussion. So here they say, so like I guess I'm just reading between the lines. So since this this glass layer is very thin, so it would absorb, so it would the taste would absorb through this thin glaze of glass into the earthenware. Okay, that's why this poskim say, I mean, we will see there is a different opinion, that it cannot be kosher. So okay. 51 commentary. Two reasons are offered. Okay, here we go. A, depending upon the type of the glaze, so as we said, is it new, is it like high end, not high end, right? Depending upon the type of the glaze, the type of clay used in the body, and the method in which china is fired, the glaze partially dissolved into and becomes incorporated in the china itself. Okay. See William Barton, porcelain. So okay, William Barton is the author. The topic is orson in its nature, art, and manufacture. So okay, so it's very interesting. Thus, it may be that the glaze is not considered a separate substance from the china and cannot prevent absorption of the clay. See Mishnah Berurah 451, 137. Okay, so very interesting, very interesting. So since this glass like absorbed into the china itself, right, into the plate itself, so that's why it's it's not separate. Okay. And second, the glaze covered. Second reason, the glaze covered is too thin to prevent absorption. Right, as we said. Okay. Nowadays, the glaze is approximately 1/500 of the inch thick. 500. So I mean, we understand it's I don't know, it's tiny. 1/500. Inch is not a lot. So you divide this into 500 parts. It's I don't know, very thin. Okay. So basically, as before deciding whether this china can be kosher, of course they have to see how it is manufactured today. So right, we go by the science, right? How exactly they do it, right? In a special circumstance, it may be possible to kosher porcelain dishes. One should consult Rav. For example, one has rare china set dishes, and it is in a situation where status of the dishes is unclear. Right. There is. They belong to someone who kept a marginally kosher home. Okay. So very interesting commentary. So in the special circumstances. So special circumstances it means that first we have one doubt. Right, whether it can absorb or not. Okay, one doubt. And second doubt we have, maybe it's not kosher. Maybe it's kosher. So we're talking about somebody. So it's not it's unclear that belong to a person who marginally is kept a marginally kosher home. So maybe yes, maybe no. Like all of these people who call them some traditional. I mean, for me, traditional when people, just so you know, when people call themselves traditional, that means they're not Shomer Shabbos. I mean, I have not heard anybody call themselves traditional. It means that they go on Yom Kippur. That's traditional. And eat matzah on Pesach. Okay. So, but some of these people they like kosher. I mean, they like the mitzvah of kosher, and maybe they had the kosher home. Right, and of course, I would add. I mean, that it also depends how they used it for what. Maybe it was never used for this heat. Right, that's also very important. Right, so it's in this special circumstance it may be possible to kosher porcelain dishes. One should consult a Rav. Okay, so on consult a Rav we have a very long commentary. Baruch HaShem. And it says, see Igros Moshe, Yorek Deyad 246 and 327. The basis of this leniency is the opinion of baalei Tur and Rashba, cited by Tur, Yorek Deyad 121. Okay. Who allows kasher in earthenware through the Hagala 3 times. So Hagala, just to remind us, put it into hot water 3 times. Since the porcelain since the porcelain have emerald since the porcelain and emerald have only questionable status, right? So it's not for sure it's going to. So there is like a layer of glass, questionable status of Heres. So it's not exactly earthenware. One may rely upon their opinion. The Rivash maintains that the method of kashering is as follows. Okay, the utensil is immersed in a boiling water and removed. Water is changed and brought to boil. Very interesting. And the utensil is immersed second time. This process is done once again. Right. Very interesting. So 3 times in absolutely clean water. So just to remind us, when we kasher normally, right, other metal utensils, you don't have to change the water. You can do, I don't know how much, a lot, with the same water. You just like a cover with a lid, so it would be boiling time after time, like it would be very hard, but you're not obligated to kasher the water, unless it's like you see that the water become very, very dirty. That's a different story. But otherwise, you can reuse the same water over and over. The purpose of the 3 separate boilings is to emphasize the earthenware requires a stricter process than the other material. Chazanish, Orach Chaim 122.3 and Yoreh De'ah 44.3, and said that if the water is not changed, 3 immersions are no better than 1 long immersion. Right? So, I mean, as we said before, for how long? I don't know, for a few seconds. 2 seconds is enough. 3 seconds. That's it. 10 seconds somebody wants. Okay, we're not going to stop. But even if person is going to live there for 5 minutes, it does not change the halachah. Right? So, in this case, Chazanish said that 3 times, if they immerse 3 times in the same water, it's not going to work. It would seem that the soup plates may be kosher by putting the boiling water over them 3 times, since there is the manner in which they are used. So which is easier, right? Soup plates. Poskim, see Imre Yosher, I use the opinion of baalei only when necessary. One must consult the Rav whether to rely on this opinion. It should So it is a lenient opinion. So in case of the great need, we can rely on this. But if they ask me, I will always say that better not to kasher China. So it's very questionable. It should not be used as a leniency to purchase non-kosher China dishes, right? I mean, that's a little too much. Perhaps if the dish is marginally kosher, one may rely on the leniency, since the status of dishes is in doubt. Okay, some are lenient to allow the dishes to be kosher if they were not used for a full year. Okay, so 1 year of not using it is a big deal, as we said, right? And what else does it use? I think we will learn about in the wine press. So if the wine press was used for a non-kosher wine, non-kosher wine. So after 1 year, three ways how to kasher the wine press, and one of them, if you leave it for 1 year, so that's the we can reuse. Okay, so today these China dishes, I mean, unless it's like some collectibles, some very expensive, different case. But today, I mean, if you have regular ones, it's not such a big to replace them, right? And plus, make the wife happy, very important. Dishes that she wants. Okay, so continue. Okay, so again, we covered Pyrex, we covered Kollel, we covered China, and we going. The next one is carnage ware. Carnian ovenware is made of combination. I think this is the white one. I think so, right? Cornian ovenware is made combination of clay similar to those used for glass. Nevertheless, since it shares many earthenware qualities as well, one must assume that it has the halakhic status of earthenware and cannot be kashered. So very, very simple. I mean, it looks like an earthenware. Okay, but what with a glaze? Okay, no problem. Okay, so now we're going to number 3. So 1 second, I want to quickly see. Okay, so number 1, big topic was plastic and rubber. We said that. Second, questionable glass materials. We said that. Next one's enameled and other surfaces. Enameled pots. There is a question in halakhic literature whether or not enameled pots may be kashered. Okay, maybe Kashrut. Okay, no problem. Continue. I mean, today I don't think they are very popular, because like if you hit them with something like they can chip, and like the smell like would fall off. Not a good idea. It would look very ugly. So, but some people gets used. I'm not sure for what they use, but I think they use. Okay. So Kasher. Well, the pots themselves are steel or a cast iron and Kashrable. Right. So inside it's iron is cast steel, right? That is cast iron. Cast iron it's these very heavy ones, right? And they put emal around it. Okay. Right. So outside. Right. Maybe not, but inside for sure. So we need to determine how to make this emal. Okay. So poskim are uncertain whether emal covering is considered clay-like material. So that's the thing. Emal used today is essentially glass-type compound containing silica, glass, borax, and various metals. Okay, various metals. Although the emal's surface has zero porosity, so it's not porous, I guess. Although not porous, it contains various clay, and its possible status as cheres cannot be dismissed. Meaning, because the clay inside of these emals. Okay. Okay, so meaning it's very, very questionable. Common custom is not to kasher emal pots. In situation of severe monetary loss, one should consult the Rav. Okay, so this I'm not sure was it monetary loss. Maybe if it's a lot of them that they need to kasher, but otherwise, I mean, it's better to buy like a stainless steel or something like some other metals, and that's it. Okay, so next one, painted pots. Some pots are covered with a thin, painted-like material or various colors and designs. Okay, painted. This paint material is not emaled and present no problem with regard to the kashering. I'm not sure what is this paint. One can easily, I mean, paint. I guess regular paint. Regular paint. I mean, it's not emal like you see, like they look different. Like it's a thick layer, but the paint is a thin layer. Okay, so one easily can distinguish between emal and paint pots. Okay, emal. Here we go. It's a thicker surface, and can chip. Right, as we said, right, it can chip off the pot. Well, paint is a thin and it may scrape off from the pot surface. Okay, I mean, right. You can so painted pot you can kasher, but emal you cannot. No, I mean not under normal circumstances. Commentary number 60. According to the stricter opinion cited above, which maintains that newly discovered materials may not be kashered, perhaps this pot should not be kashered, since the paint is made of substances to which we have no tradition. Okay. Teflon pots. So Teflon is it's a big problem, right? So to kasher them, it's going to crack. That's known fact. I mean, maybe today it's different, but from the time when I was doing my research, better not to. So okay, so Teflon pots. Pots coated with a non-stick surface, such as Teflon, may be kashered according to the most opinion. So I mean, if it's with water. However, Teflon coated frying pans, which generally require libum, so libum with fire. So with if you have pots like to cook there is no problem. But when you have frying pans, and of course if it's non-stick surface, you want to take advantage of it, right? You want to put as less oil as possible, so to make this food as healthy as possible, right? So one second, frying pan, we generally require libum with like until it gets hot and the sparks are flying out, right? cannot be kosher since they usually usually be ruined with when they're placed in intense heat. Right. So I mean, we're going to see this commentary, but like it's been ruined. It's one thing, but it's so dangerous. Like if it's going to crack and you hold it in the hands or somewhere, it can fly into you. That's very dangerous. So we have to stay away from all of this. Commentary. See Sadei Yeshurun, volume 6. Okay. Igres Moshe, who permits a Kashering Teflon, was not referring to the frying pan. It is difficult to understand why Igres Moshe was not concerned about possibility that the Teflon is a form of cheres, like what is earthenware. A Teflon frying pan is used with a minimal amount of oil, as we said, if any. Usually they require libum. So, and as we said, it's going to get ruined in doing that. Okay. So 1 second. Let me quickly see what time is it. Okay. So let's do practical applications. Okay. Practical summary: non-kosherable substances. Okay. And it says, one should not kosher plastic or rubber utensil for Pesach use. So that's clear for Pesach. Many opinions permit koshering plastic and rubber meat utensils that were inadvertently used for daily, or the reverse. Okay. Many opinions. I mean, we shine, like if you ask me, I would say don't kosher plastic because it's very cheap. So, but of course, like if a person is not a rich person, and then for them it's like it's going to make a hole in their budget, yeah. So of course they can kosher, but for all other people, I would say don't do it. Okay. Plastic that may be ruined in a scalding heat should not be koshered. Okay, because again we said that a person would be reluctant to do it properly. Next one, many poskim permit koshering Pyrex, right? And that's what we say. I mean, Pyrex is such a strong material. It's like a glass. It's a better form of glass. It's like something between glass and metal. Okay, so not all the metal utensils, I mean, would withstand the heat, right? As the Pyrex can. However, Pyrex ovenware should not be koshered. Okay. Permit kosher Pyrex ovenware should not be koshered. Okay. Next one, Kollel dishes are subject to the rules of glass. Okay. Right. Next one, China or porcelain dishes may not be koshered. In the case of difficulty, a rav should be consulted. So as we said, because of the thin layer, that's the thing. Okay. So it is coated with glass. Yes, it's coated with the glass. Right, can you kosher glass? Yes, but not that thin. Okay. Corningware and enamel pots may not be koshered. Okay. Corningware, yeah. Teflon pots may be koshered. So pots meaning right for cooking. However, Teflon frying pans should not be koshered, right? Because it can get ruined. Okay, so. I think we're going to stop here. So we start the next section, koshering with libum. So, but again, so if about plastic, even though we say don't do it, so but since there is a very strong opinion and some our poskim say do it, so there is no problem. But if there's such a need, but again, just make your wife happy, buy her new stuff, let her choose, and I think that's the best. And not to go in the question, but if you cannot, okay, of course you can rely on this opinion. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions on what you said. Okay, 1 second, check. Okay, so here's I think it's on the topic. So it says, if Teflon pot was used regularly with minimal amount of oil to fry the food in order to extract the taste before putting water to cook it. What would be the kashering procedure in this case? Teflon pot was used regularly with a minimal amount of oil. So minimal amount, yeah. Technically you can fry in a pot as well. So a minimal amount of oil is considered to be frying. That's the problem. If Teflon pot was used for a regular with minimal amount of oil to fry food, right, in order to extract the taste, that's what people do, and then add the water, right, to cook it. So I think it is comparable to a frying pan, not to a pot, right? So I would say don't kasher it, right? Continue. Okay, so let's see. We have one question before the class, and it says in Pasha Akiv. Okay, it is showing how HaShem wants to bless His people when bringing them to the land of Israel, a land where will you eat bread without poverty. Right, you will lack nothing there. Okay, a promise in satiety and comfortably in this land. Comfortability, okay, in this land. Okay, no problem. But okay, land. Why then does HaShem gives these pleasures to people, and then He knows very well that they are dangerous and constant satisfaction leads a heart to become a haughty and will forget HaShem your God. Why is HaShem promising such a blessing to the people, knowing that such a dire consequences come from this blessing? That's an amazing question. That's amazing, absolutely amazing question. So let's read again. So the basic, the core of the question, HaShem said in His Torah, I want to bring you to the land, give you all of the beautiful things. Okay, so far so good, right? And in another verse it says when you live on this land for a long time and you become haughty and you say that's my power made me rich, my invention made me again rich, or because of my strength, because my army, because of this, because of my technology. So it said why would HaShem do that if it's not good for His people, and it says that HaShem have this treasure, and His treasure this poverty. So poverty is very good. So poor people usually they actually the most religious people, not the rich people. But the rich people, okay. But if you look at the past generations, last several generations, and you see who are the best, Gadol Hador, the top of the Jewish nation, right? Who people who were very poor, right? Nobody came from a rich family, nobody. Maybe Rav Dessler, that's all, but but he went opposite direction. He came from if you read his biography, so he came from a family. They were pretty rich, and they were in the Torah. So then they opened up their own yeshiva. Don't remember who exactly from the family. Their own yeshiva where they actually learned Torah and prepared these boys to be a businessman, right? To do the math and I think Russian. They also learn to teach them other languages, so they can do actually business in this country. So in the work and be religious. It's very interesting. But other people were very, very rich. Some nobody came from a rich family. So poverty is good, right? So poverty is good. So because people always rely only on HaShem, on His hands, but the question is why HaShem, if He knew that the people who become rich, they can go astray. So why HaShem promised these things, and That's the question. So let's read again, and I'm going to answer. Okay, Beezrat HaShem. So in Parsha Ekev, it is showing that how HaShem wants to bless His people when bringing them to the land of Israel, land in which you will eat bread without poverty, right? So before we continue, HaShem wants to give good, and all of these things in our life are neutral. So meaning, just because a person has money does not mean that he has to go against HaShem, right? Why? It should be opposite. If somebody has good in his life, he has to see that HaShem is very kind to me. He's very merciful. I'm not deserving this. Maybe I have to give more tzedakah. I have to be more religious, because in some sense HaShem pays more attention to me to the other people who are not so much succeeding in this life. So it should be opposite attitude. So there is the result that somebody is rich does not mean that he has to be evil person. There is a famous family, Reisman's family, right? That live in Canada. It's a very interesting story. If you read about it during the war, how the guy was, I think they were in England, and he was supplying. He was a younger fellow, and he was supplying the whole yeshiva. He would go to the different town with a bicycle, like very early in the morning, and bring bread for the whole yeshiva in England. I think it was in England. Right, and this rabbi, bless him, so he said, you supply with parnasah because it was dangerous. Why? Because Germans were bombing from time to time. From time to time, maybe every day they were bombing. So it was dangerous to go on a bike on this road. Maybe like the soldiers, maybe somebody kill him, like a Jew, right? This Englishman also very big anti-Semite, right? So he went, despite all of the dangers, on his bike, young boy, and this rabbi, God bless him. So since you supply us with parnasah, your family should never know like what the poverty is. So you have a lot of parnasah, so you can supply others. And they, Reisman, after the war, they became the big businessmen, real estate tycoons. In Canada, I mean, all over the world, in England, Europe, there are a lot of money, and they did a lot of charity, a lot. Many institutions, Torah institution, that actually, like the main donor was this Reisman's family. Millions and billions of dollars they invest. But since they did not keep it quiet, or other people did not keep it quiet, maybe they did not stop. So the Mari sign, of course, works very well. Right, not myself. Ayn Hara, so the bad eye, and the fortune went down. But after some time, I'm not sure how long they were down. Were they bankrupt? I'm not sure. But after some, they rebuilt themselves, and now they do everything quiet, no publicity whatsoever. So they learned their lesson. So the money, I mean, depends what you do with the money. So I mean, the money could be the biggest blessing. So you can say, I'm going to pay in yeshiva for 10 kids, 20 kids, right? Give me the names of the parents who cannot pay. I'm going to pay the full tuition. What could be better? It could be better, or some other Kiruv organization, like all of the amazing projects, like sponsor this poor brides, right? Or orphan brides. What could be better? Like to help them to get married. Right, so money, there's no problem with the money. Problem with the attitude. What is inside of the person's head has this money. You will lack nothing there, right? Promises satiety and comfortability in the land. So meaning that they're going to live in the land and everything is fine. Of course, there is a condition. It's always conditioned. If you read Torah, don't take anything from the context. So HaShem said, if you're going to listen to everything that I say and follow all of my commandments, then you're going to eat to satiety. So you have to read the verse before, right? It was conditional. Why then HaShem gives these pleasures to the people, and he knows very well? No, he does not know. So just because it says, it's very interesting concept, very interesting. Thank you very much for asking this question. So it says that yes, in the Torah it says like, and when you rebel, when you rebel, when you're going against HaShem or your God and stuff like, you're going to forget about it. So our sages say, the Musar master say, like looks like it's like it is, as a person said, it looks like a curse, like it's for sure. HaShem said for sure you're going to rebel. So how people have a freedom of choice? So maybe to be rich is not good. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's Yehuda Hanasi was very rich, and when he was died, he raised his 10 fingers and HaShem. He said, HaShem, I never enjoyed this life for tiny pinky, right? That's it. So, and he was one of the richest men in the country, right? So. So just because it says in the Torah, right, so something should happen, does not mean that it should happen with me. Does not mean that it has to happen in my generation, with my family. Somebody is going to go over the derech for sure. Maybe 200 years from now, maybe 1,000 years from now. Right, so it does not mean that I have to behave like that. That just because it says when you're going to have good, so you're going to rebel against HaShem. Absolutely not. I mean, it is true, but who said I have to be the one? You understand? So that is a freedom of choice, and right. So people should choose, and they should understand opposite. If the good things are happening to me, so as one rabbi, he's no longer with us. So he said, go visit hospitals and see how people like recovering from surgery, like the pain, or some people in so we have a Sloan Kettering hospital, right? Like when all of the people from all over the world with the cancer, they come there to have a treatment, to have right people. And when you see these people, what they're talking about, and you understand, I'm healthy. I mean, I have this problem, that problem, I have a million problems, but compared to these people problem, I'm alive, I can perform, so it will make me very, very, very happy, right? Of course, not at the expense of other people, but you get the idea, right? So we have to be grateful to God. The more person has, the more reasons he must be very grateful. So I think it's opposite. Right, so that's the answer. Okay, so next question, Graf, on the question. Just 1 second. A question about kashering material as stoneware. Consider earthenware a utensil. Stone. I'm not sure. Stoneware is a stone, or is it some like it's ready. It's made. It's stoneware clay. So if it's composite material, I think we have to check. I'm not 100% sure. So it could be not kasherable, yes, because it would absorb. Okay. Question: would stoneware be considered cheres and not kasherable? I think so, but we have to double check. Would Moshe Rabbeinu have entered Eretz Yisrael? Had Am Yisrael prayed for HaShem to forgive him? That's a very good question. So if the whole nation would pray for Moshe Rabbeinu to enter Eretz Yisrael, would HaShem forgive him? Maybe. How about I say maybe, because we have the story after that when Shaul HaMelech said, so it was war with Plishtim, and he said, we have to chase them. So it was a miracle. His son Yonatan and HaShem performed for his tzaddik son Yonatan, I think, with his armor, what is it? Armor carrier, whatever is it? Like his assistant would carry this arms carrier, something like this, right? So and when the Plishtim started running away, so Shaul HaMelech said, we have to chase them and kill anybody. So he said, if somebody was going to stop to eat or drink, this person deserves the death penalty, meaning that we have to kill as many Plishtim as possible. They're running away. And guess what? Yonatan was walking in the forest, and he saw this wild bees, right? The bee come, and then he got with the end of his spear. So he got some honey, and he was eating this honey. So somebody saw it, and they told Shaul, and Shaul said, "We have to kill him. Right? It's my son, right? But the word of the king is the word of the king. We have to kill him." And the whole nation said, "No, Shaul, you cannot do that. How can you want to kill Jonathan? He brought this victory. You have to kill us." And Shaul reconsidered. So right. But the whole nation, even though they knew that the Moshe is going to die, they did not pray. So that's a very good question. They did not pray. And why they did not pray? So as we learned about the death of Aaron HaKohen, so everybody mourned. Right? Why? And actually, many people were named, many children were named after him. Aaron. Why is Aaron? Because he would make peace between husband and his wife. Right, and when they were ready to divorce, now he made peace. So now, in his honor, they would name the young child, like a boy would born, would call him Aaron, right? But Moshe Rabbeinu was not like that. So he was more stricter, right? He was Soren of HaShem. And many men, so they not so into the strict halacha. They have their own precious opinion. But women would listen to Moshe Rabbeinu more, right? And they, as we know, they did not rebel in the story of the spies, right? None of the women fell for that story. Right, and many husbands, they suspected that the Moshe Rabbeinu had affairs with their wives, all of the craziness of the world. Of course, it was made up, all of these things. The holiest of the holy Moshe Rabbeinu with somebody else's wife, but they did not like him, and they did not like the fact that wives listen to a rabbi, and that's a big warning to all of the women, right? From that time, from Moshe Rabbeinu until now. So we tell women, yes, you know what to do. You write your husband is not there. Don't say that this rabbi said, because why? Because this husband of ours, who is not on the level of Moshe Rabbeinu still, right? He's not. So he would start hating this rabbi, and he would suspect that you had affairs with this rabbi. You understand? So, from the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, nothing changed. Just so you know, right? So that's why the whole nation would not pray. So it's a long answer, but that's how we know that the whole nation, they knew that he's going to die. Everybody knew that he's going to die, but they felt sorry, but not so sorry that they would all of them go and pray for him. Right. Okay. So let's take a 5 minutes break, and we continue with the questions and another topic after break. 5 minutes. All right, 1 second. So today we continue with laws of Yichud, and we're in chapter 3, and we learn about the concept of shomer, right? And last time we were talking about. We start discussing 5 categories, right? 5 that can affect exemption, right? And one was night, right? Second was gozbo, right? Next one, gozbo is a close relationship. Asakim nashim, aprutzim, and akum. Okay. So now we did night, and now we continue with gozbo, meaning the close relationships. Okay. And it says the principle of shomer exempts Yichud when there is persons a gozbo, even the person's gozbo. So shomer meaning that the one is neutral to these relationships. Okay, and the other are very close to each other, right? Maybe close cousins. I don't know. Right? The term gozbo in the concept of Yichud refers to a man and a woman, even completely Torah observant, right? Very interesting. Even completely Torah observant, who have congenial, empathetic, and informal type of relationships. Okay, see chapter 4 for further elaboration. As we said, he builds up the case. Okay, so gozbo, right? Even Torah observant. Okay, in general, yichud with gozbo friend is more restricted than ordinary yichud, right? Because you have a lot of in common. You will feel very comfortable with each other. Even so, the exemption of shomer is effective in permitted yichud, even in his gozbo friends, because the presence of shomer is a powerful deterrent to arise conduct. So when we were discussing gozbo concept before, we said that's a dangerous type. It would be forbidden, right? Even for a short period of time. But here, if you have a shomer, somebody like a relative, right? One of these many categories. So yeah, it would be allowed. Examples: a man may be in yichud with his female cousin, to whom he feels close kinship, right? If there is a child of 6 years old or more present at night, presence of two such children unnecessary, right? So that's what we said yesterday, I think, about children. Why? Because one may be asleep, but between two of them, that's a more safer thing, right? Or example that we gave yesterday, just to remind us, was a woman who would babysit, let's say 9 years old boy, right? And it would be allowed if there are two other children in the house. Meaning the children usually go, they don't ask permission, they just enter without knocking. Okay, very nice. So even at night, right? Continue. Next one, a woman. So meaning if there are two children, 6 years old or more. Okay. Next one, a woman may stay in a locked office with her with her male business partner or boss, even if she is his personal secretary, if her father, brother, or son, 6 years old or more, is present. Okay, I'm not sure what they do in an office, but let's say, I mean, hypothetical case. So she's a I don't know. Maybe she took her son to the office, right? There is no babysitter, so she took him to the office. No problem. Him to the office, right? Okay. Continue. Although a man is forbidden to enter his ex-wife house or apartment alone, right? So it's very important. There is a basis to permit him to do so, if necessary. For example, to retrieve item that belong to him. When accompanied by his mother, father, brother, or other reputable man. Okay, so let's see again this example. It's a very interesting example. Although a man is forbidden to enter ex-wife house or apartment alone. So meaning, like if you do a child swap, there is no problem. So the couple is divorced, so he came to pick up the children. There is no problem. That's for sure, but okay. Right, so these children are shomrim. Okay. Right, but now we're talking about if he is going to there alone. So let's say he moved out and he wants to collect some of his things that is still in the house. Okay. Again, so there is a basis to permit him to do so if necessary. For example, to retrieve items that belong to him, right? When accompanied by his mother, father, brother, or other reputable man. So of course, right? So because they are gozbo for sure, unless they are in a very bad terms. Okay, that's a different story. Okay, so next one, inadvisability of yichud with gozbo. Okay, although inadvisability. So I mean, it's not advisable. Although the presence of shomer can permit yichud even with a gozbo, applying this exemption in such a case is not ideal. Okay. I mean, this shomer can go somewhere, like, I don't know, so they have to, like, separate, she has to go out or he has to go out. Guess what? Maybe it's going to happen for a few first time, and then nobody's going to go out. Guess what? Therefore, in a case of one who is living with a family and has probably developed gozbo relationship with family members of the opposite gender, as exemption of shomer, the exemption of shomer. For example, the presence of the close relative in the house should not be easily applied to permit yichud on a regular basis. In such instances, one should adopt a stringent attitude. Right, so 1 second. So let's read this again and understand. So we had some time ago, we have this very similar situation with somebody. Okay, so let's say again. Although the presence of the shomer can permit yichud with the gozbo, meaning the close relationship, applying this exemption in such a case is not ideal. Okay. Therefore, if in the case of one who is living with a family, maybe that this person is very close to all of the family members, right? And probably develop gozbo relationship with family members of opposite gender, right? The exemption of shomer, right? For example, the presence of the close relative in the house should not be easily applied to permit yichud on the regular basis. Okay, when they live there, so that's the problem, of course. In such instances, one should adopt stringent attitude. Examples. Okay, yeshiva bochur student should avoid living with relatives. With a relative with the daughters the same age as he, even if the father of the girl is always in the house. Okay, so I mean that's a very good example. So yeshiva bochur should avoid living with the relatives relatives because he's learning that yeshiva. So it's better than stay in a dormitory, I guess. Just say avoid living with relative with the daughters of the same age. Okay, even if the father of the girls is always in the house, right? That's the problem. I mean, should avoid. So technically yes, but practically better not to. Basic of girls should avoid boarding with relatives with whom there are boys of your age, even if the mother of the boy is always in the home. At home, right? It is in a difficult circumstance, a rab should be consulted regarding their questions. Regarding these questions, so difficult. Okay, I mean it is difficult situation, difficult circumstances. Regarding the halachic permissibility of gozbo relations, and see chapter 4. We're going to get there. So let me see how long is number 3. So let's do one more. So number 3, asoka im nashim. The principle of shomer exempts yichud even when there is a person in asoka im nashim, right? So asoka im nashim refers to a man whose profession involved providing women needs. So he is very good with women. He knows how to talk to them, and that's dangerous individual, has been discussed, right? So it says examples. Okay, so we go straight to examples. A woman is only permitted to be in yichud with a local peddler or shopkeeper who specializes in the sale of cosmetics, sewing materials, etc., and has a rapport with his clients. There is asoka im nashim, so he is very good to sell things to women. If your son or any child 6 years old or more is present in a room, right? So they can be in seclusion. Note: at night, the presence of 2 such children is necessary. See part 1 above. Okay, so because he's like that. Okay, because he's very good with women. Continue. Asoka im nashim individual is viewed as more strictly than average man. In some cases of yichud, because a man whose business is patronized by women on a regular basis develop a rapport with women with whom he associates, right, and with women in general. So he's right. Even so, the exemption of shomer is effective with prohibited yichud, even with such a asoka im nashim, right? Asoka im nashim men, because, as explained in As is explained, a presence of shomer is a powerful deterrent to arayas conduct. Okay, and of course they send us to chapter 4. Okay, right, so we can stop here. The next one is prutzim, right? This low moral people. So let me quickly see if we have any questions. I think we do. Okay, so next one is if someone was eating a non-kosher food in a kosher area, if they wash their hands in a kitchen sink with the residue of their hands, does the sink need to kasher? No. Usually it's nothing. Right? No needs to kasher. Okay, so next one. Simple question, because there it was done with nobody's washing the hands with very hot water, right? It was warm water plus soap. So whatever the stays of the residue on the hands, that was dissolved with the soap. Okay, so next one. There are other different kashering process for a non-metal sink, that emal or porcelain. We don't call kosher emal sinks. Porcelain, other porcelain sink. I'm not sure what is a porcelain sink. I'm not sure. Right, but stone one, I think we can kosher. So metal, metal is easy, but emal, no. Okay, so next one, Bircas Hamazon. Is Bircas Hamazon very effective upon the person parnasah, since it technically the act of chassidus? I'm not sure why. HaShem only commanded Am Yisrael to bless him with capital H, after being blessed, being satiated, yet they chose to bless him, right? Meaning HaShem, after eating just a kizayis of bread. Okay, Brachas 20b. Does this blessing concede the person more than what he was supposed to receive, since it is technically doing more than what he is required to do? Okay, so let's go from the beginning. We're going to explain. It's very interesting. Birchas Hamazon, right, is very effective for a person's parnasah. Okay, so technically it's an act of chassidus. Originally it was act of chassidus when the originally started, right? So it says I think it was from last parsha, I think, right? And you will eat and you will be satiated. I think that's if I remember correctly, right? So the meaning what, according to the Torah law, if a person was satiated, eating bread, so they would say Birchas Hamazon. But our sages say, right, it's proper even if you eat only kizayis. Kizayis is a minimum amount that considered to be food, right? Food for satiation, right? That meaning this 1 ounce, a little less, 29 grams, right? And our sages say, no, we're going to bless HaShem anyway. So of course there is exception, if person that does not remember, they say or not say, but since then it became halachah, it's standard. So since it became standard, it's no longer minas chassidus. It became standard, right? So if we adopted something as a even minchag, so minchag became a law, right? Okay. So continue. Does the blessing consider a person more than no? Okay, so very soon, no. So, but as it comes, we don't rely on the Birchas Hamazon. We rely on serving HaShem and praying to Him, and we do whatever we do with our life, and He should send us a blessing. Until now, I would say the best is Gula. I was talking to someone today. No, it was yesterday. So I was talking to someone, and I told this person the best gula, if you count all of your blessings, right? All of the things that work out. Of course, some things don't work out after some age. I understand that, but just count all of these beautiful things that are working out. So you can see. You're unemployed. Okay, I understand that. But are you living in the same apartment but you were employed? Yes. Somehow you managed to pay, right? Your wife did not have enough business, but now she has more, right? So HaShem balanced out. How about that? The more we bless HaShem for all of the goods that He gives us, the more He said, "Oh, you thank me for that. I'm going to give you even more." Okay. So next question. We have a question about Jewish education. Okay, if married man did Teshuvah and want to study Torah serious for a while in a Torah institution, assuming there is no financial concern, okay, should he go to Kollel? If someone who knows a little about Torah's suitability, about Torah suitable for Kollel, as the sounds like the more advanced self-study Torah scholars. So, okay, we're going to explain. But heard yeshiva is only for unmarried men. Okay, so let's do from the beginning. It's very interesting. So let's see. Question about Jewish education. Okay, if married men did Teshuvah and wanted to go to study Torah serious for a while in a Torah institution. So first of all, before making such decisions to go study Torah, a person has to take Sunday off or some day for a night off, and see and go and see if he would be capable of. Not everybody is suited to study the Torah all day long, right? Especially it's very tough. It's tougher, 17 times tougher than the job, right? That doesn't matter how the job is hard, right? So see if it's for everybody. Just because it is good, just because it's a very high reward, does not mean that everybody is capable. Maybe some people like to be astronauts, but it's not everybody is capable of. I mean, it does not make anybody a bad person, but just saying. Should go study to Kollel? I would say go start if there is no financial concern. Maybe he made his money, right? I would say don't go to the Kollel right away. In many Kollels, unless he has some partner to study with, so people in the Kollel usually married, right? And they usually have all of this beautiful education before. They're on different level. So and he does not speak Hebrew. He does not read Aramaic. So he's not not very suited. I mean, he would will feel left out unless he goes to the yeshiva when. For Teshuvah, for the beginners, yes, I would say it would be better. But again, go like 3 nights, 4 nights, or for a day. Nobody's going to tell you no, right? You can go for a day and stay in Kollel for many days. Nobody going to kick you out, and see if it's suitable for you. Guess what? Most of the people are going to quit after 1 day. Not because it's not good, not it's because the biggest pleasure in the world, but because they are not ready for that, right? Is one who knows a little about Torah suitable for Kollel? I don't think so. No, it sounds like the more advanced self-study. It's not self-study. It's partners, and plus they have lectures of the rabbi, Rosh Kollel, right? They have. They have long hours. Not everybody is capable. Most of the people are not capable. Okay. I heard the yeshiva is only for unmarried men. Yeshiva for unmarried men. I mean, a person can be married and be in yeshiva. But Kollel is a different setup. Okay, so it's very, very interesting. Okay. So me personally, I would not be able to learn in Kollel. Me personally, I know myself. That's too much. For me, it's too much. Especially when people are if you go to yeshiva, they're very loud. I mean, I'm not used to it. Like very loud and okay, so it's very, very interesting environment. Of course, you can get used to anything, but for me, like I tried, it's not productive. It's not. Okay. But all people are different, of course. So we have continuation, the second sub question on Moshe Rabbeinu, right? So it's, the original question was if everybody or the whole nation would pray for him to enter the land, would he be allowed to? So that's the question. So it says the Rav commentaries on this issue mention that Moshe was not allowed to directly ask for them to pray for him. I was wondering why. I have not seen this commentary, but why would they not allow to pray for him? No, let's put it this way: like nobody, as I said, nobody stopped them. So if everybody knew that Moshe Rabbeinu is dying, right? He's going to die. He's not going to enter. He said it maybe the dozens of times, right, in his Torah. So why do you need to know if somebody is sick, somebody close to you who did such a beautiful good things for you in your life, right? You owe this person everything. And he's sick and he's dying. You're not going to pray for it? It's not logical. So it's not normal for us. Even we would do that. So needless to say, but you see, they somehow they knew everything that we know, right? Of course, and plus much more, and they did not pray. So for the reasons that I described. And even if Moshe Rabbeinu would ask them, guess what? This man, they do not change. Some men, they're stubborn. They are jealous of their wives and stuff like that, so they listen to Moshe. They listen to Moshe Rabbeinu more than them. So that was the reason of not everybody mourned when he died, right? So I mean, if not everybody mourned. So of course not everybody would pray. So okay, so maybe I guess it's my personal take, like logically, maybe HaShem did not want Moshe Rabbeinu to be disappointed, right? So if not everybody would pray for him. Okay. So I think we finished with the questions. So we can, I guess, I think we finished, yes. So unless you tell me that I missed something. Okay. Did we miss any questions from before class? I don't think so. Okay. If not, so let's stop here. Okay. So thank you very much for learning with us. So it was a very successful week. We covered a lot. We did even 2 stories. Oh, it was supposed to be a weekly story. It was a semi-weekly story. Baruch HaShem. So I wish everybody good Shabbos, and until next week. I think we can start even earlier. So because the time was moving down very fast, maybe even 10 minutes earlier, so we get a little more sleep. Beezrat HaShem. So thank you very much, and until next week. Beezrat HaShem. Thank you.